Hi everyone, this is Jay. I've bought a used car from personal seller last month for my daily use, and a friend of mine has just bought a used car from car dealer as his transportation to his workplace. In this video, I would like to share my experiences and some information I gathered from internet about tips when buying used car in Malaysia. We all love new car smell, don't we? How good is that? But the question is, can you afford it? Especially under the raging COVID-19 epidemic. The reduction in incomes as a result of reduced economic activities and the notion of conservative consumption will force people to opt for a safer car buying scheme. That is, buying used car. Of course, there's a lot of homework to be done. This video can be roughly divided into 4 parts. First part, I'll explain why do I recommend used car instead of new car. Second part, I'll introduce some main reasons affecting the price of used car. Third part, I'll list out some homework to be done before buying. Lastly, when we get face to face with the car we intended to buy, what are the things we should pay attention? So, the first reason why I recommend a used car instead of new car is because
我擁有中國人傳統嘅特質。咩特質啊？翻工。
used car has a lower depreciation rate. Before that, everyone should know a car is never an investment. When buying a car, be prepared to lose some money. And a brand new car can lose 15 to 30% of its resale value. And most of the further depreciation happens during the following years. Because of this, the difference in price between a brand new car and the same model at about, let's say, 5 years can be massive. And the second reason why I recommend a used car is because it is more suitable for novice drivers. We all go through the novice stage and we all make mistakes. Scratching and bumping will make you feel distressed. But things are different in second-hand car. There's no running period and some small scratching will not be too distressing. And the third reason is it's just simply more convenient while doing maintenance. If you buy a newly listed car, once it breaks down, it will generally be difficult to buy auto parts after looking in many places. But if you buy a second-hand car, there's another story. You no longer have to worry about the difficulty of repairing it. The auto service industry such as spare parts, BOT, and maintenance have been very mature and sound. Car accessories are also very sufficient, and so that car owners no longer have to run around. And the fourth reason is we have wider choice in used car market. This is also the embodiment of the price advantage of used cars. For the same money, you can buy a higher-end second-hand car, and you can have wider option in terms of years, mileage, color, and etc. Lastly, we lost less when we sell it. When it's time to bid over for goodbye, you may even able to sell it for close to the price that you bought it for. That is because most of the car's depreciation happens during its early years. A couple of years more in age for an older vehicle will not make much difference to its resale value. So in conclusion, both upfront and in the long run, buying a used car is definitely a better financial decision compared to getting a brand new one. Here comes some main reasons that affecting the price of used cars. First, we got brand penetration. The brand image of a car may positively or negatively impact the resale price. Brand perceptions can easily be the main reason a car possesses inherently more value than others, and is a reason why a buyer chooses one car over the other, regardless of the condition or quality of the car. This factor may not be grounded in logic or fact, but is just a simple matter of perception and preference. Brands like Proton, Prodwa, Honda, Toyota are more commonly used in Malaysia because they are perceived as more reliable by most Malaysians. Continental cars, however, are typically less well received in the resale market in Malaysia, and they have higher depreciation rate compared to Asian car brands. Other times, a brand that is considered more practical, for example, efficient fuel consumption, would be more favorable. More prestigious brands that have a reputation for quality and reliability may be more trusted than lesser known or unknown brands. Secondly, a vehicle consumption has a huge impact on a resale price. Mileage is a good indicator of a car's wear and tear. A car with high mileage means it has been used through and is less attractive than a car with low mileage. Conversely, a car with lower mileage typically translates to higher resale value. It is normal for private car owners to run 20,000 to 30,000 kilometers a year. In fact, market value calculators require mileage input as one of the data measurements before a resale value or market value can be determined. This is no-brainer, but any damages to a car's exterior, however slight, will have a negative impact on the resale value. Buyers prefer a good-looking car for very obvious reason. It shows that the car is well maintained and well kept by the previous owner. Likewise, if a car's interior has an unpleasant smell, it will be harder to sell. Third, the maintenance history of the car. A well-maintained car has a higher resale value simply because it means the buyer is not required to spend more money on the repair costs, like the repair costs to cover wear and tear or rust. Prospective buyers will want to know if a car service center has what it takes to take care of the vehicle. Service records as proof that car has been well maintained. So take note, configuration and color has impact on resale value. This is very obvious. The high configuration has relatively higher maintained value and easier to sell. For example, automatic transmissions is more popular than manual transmission. Others such as the ladder, reversing camera, airbags, navigations, and etc. are very popular with consumers. Although this factor is subjective, generally, a car with flashy, bright, and striking colors like pink, orange, and bright purple is more difficult to sell compared to a car that comes in basic colors like black, white, and gray. It is important for you to know how to do your research if you are thinking of buying a used car in order to get the best buck on your car. The first thing you have to do is looking for the right car. We all have our own personal needs and preferences when it comes to driving. With the array of cars available in market, there is bound to be one that suits you, if not entirely, at least sufficiently. Take some time to learn more about the most commonly available features and most recommended ones to have, especially when it comes to non-mechanical aspects. The basics to weigh out and evaluate should include: firstly, your must-haves and nice-to-haves. For example, a large boat space might be a necessity, and a sunroof would be a nice-to-have. And also, the number of passengers and cargo capacity, of course, is on a regular basis. And then, the additional features, for example, safety, entertainment, and etc. Second homework you should do is to set your yourself parameters. The sweet spot is between 50,000 and 100,000 kilometers in terms of mileage, with a few outliers depending on specific vehicles. At above 100,000 kilometers, belts and brake cylinders go out, tires need changing, water pumps go out. That probably will cost you on average 500 to 1000 per repair. These costs are still ultimately less than your monthly expenses if you are financing, and it's a gamble as to whether or not you have to pay them in a given month. Thirdly, always set your budget. Before you even get started, you should decide how much you are willing to spend on the car. You also should have an idea of how the transaction is getting to be financed. Make certain that your cost range includes incidentals such as extra parts or any possible inspections, because buying a car costs more than the purchase price. You also obviously need to pay for the regular servicing and occasional repairs, and there will be regular monthly or annual expenses including road tax, insurance, petrol, and so on. Finally, we come to the last part of this video. In this part, we will discuss the things that we have to check. Firstly, ask for the VOC. Check the actual year made and also verify the chassis number. Second step is inspect the car carefully. If you are not sure what to look out for when you are inspecting a car, here's what you should do. Sit in both the front and back seats. Check seat belts. Make sure there are no weird lights on the dashboard. For the interior, look out for tears and stains on the floors, doors, and ceilings. Check if all the buttons are functioning well. For the exterior, look out for major scratches, dents, rust, or evidence of repairs. So remember to check for several things. Look out for signs of unusual welding. Unusual welding are usually signs of repair or replacement. Look out for different color panel. It means some of the panels may have been replaced. Check all car lights are working, and finally check the tires. If you find anything amiss, don't let it throw you off immediately. Remember that every negative is a negotiation point, so use it as your advantage. Third step, pay attention to the engine. Pop the bonnet, look into the engine, check out for oil stains. Finally, don't forget to test drive the vehicle. You need to spend some time behind the wheel of the car you are thinking of buying. This allows you to have an idea of how the car responds to you as a driver. And the test drive include the highway, the side street, and areas where cornering and turning will be necessary. And don't forget to bring a friend and take turns test driving the car. This is so that you know what it's like since it's going to be your car and you will have an immediate second opinion that's objective from a friend you trust. The car should start on a single crank. If it takes a few tries, it's probably not advisable that you buy it. Take your time to adjust the seat and steering wheel to your preference. When you leave the parking area, check that there is no stains on the ground that would have come from the car. Once on the road, test everything: the electronic windows, wipers, indicators, headlights, and so on. Don't rush your drive. Switch off the radio and aircon to check for any unusual sounds from the car. After all things said and done, the most important thing is that you love the car and it puts a smile on your face. Don't buy something because your partner, mother, brother, friend said you should. Buy it because it makes you happy. See you guys.